Chosen ones, there is a quiet calling that stirs within your soul, a whisper that few can hear, a light that flickers even when the world around you descends into darkness. You have been marked not by circumstance, nor by mere chance, but by a presence that has been watching, waiting, and guiding you toward the purpose only you can fulfill. To be chosen is not a title of vanity, nor a badge of honor easily worn. It is a responsibility that transcends time, a duty that asks you to navigate the unseen currents of the universe with wisdom, courage, and unshakable conviction. From the moment you awaken to this reality, your life becomes a landscape of hidden truths, secrets only revealed to those who are ready to see, ready to act, and ready to protect the delicate balance of forces that shape existence itself. Before we dive deeper, I invite you to commit fully to this journey. Watch this video until the very end, for each truth is a key, and every key unlocks a layer of understanding that can change the way you move through life, the way you see yourself, and the way the universe responds to you. In this space, we honor the power of intention, the magic of wishes, and the energy that flows from heart to cosmos. I encourage you now, as we begin, to write in the comments your warmest wishes, and to include the number 66 as a symbol, a code, and a beacon to amplify your energy. With every intention, with every hope sent into the world in this sacred alignment, the universe bends closer, the currents respond, and what you plant in thought and spirit can begin to bloom in reality. Do not underestimate the simplicity of this act, for even the smallest spark of faith, once energized, can illuminate pathways unseen and awaken forces that have waited patiently for you to recognize them. But let us return to the deeper purpose, to the hidden truths that every chosen one must carry, like a torch in the dark corridors of existence. The first truth is that your life is never ordinary. Moments of seeming chance, coincidences, and random encounters are threads woven into a tapestry only visible from the vantage of the soul. You may walk through cities unaware of the subtle energies shifting around you, yet every step leaves an imprint. Every choice ripples into infinity. You are not simply moving through time. You are influencing it, shaping it, protecting the delicate balance between light and shadow. Understanding this is both a blessing and a responsibility, for it requires constant awareness, vigilance, and respect for the unseen forces that watch as carefully as you do. The second truth is that solitude is not weakness, but sacred necessity. Chosen ones are often misunderstood, even by those who love them most, because their perception of reality stretches beyond the ordinary. You may feel isolated, separated by thought, intuition, and vision, but this is the crucible in which clarity and strength are forged. Embrace it, for in the stillness, you hear the truths others cannot, sense the energies invisible to the untrained eye, and cultivate the fortitude required to carry burdens not meant for the uninitiated. In this space, reflection becomes armor, meditation becomes a shield, and silence becomes a language spoken directly to the cosmos. The third truth is the sacred duty of discernment. Not all paths are meant for you to tread, and not every force encountered is aligned with the higher purpose entrusted to your soul. You must learn to recognize deception, illusion, and energies that seek to manipulate rather than guide. This discernment is subtle. It cannot be taught in classrooms or learned from books alone. It is a skill refined through experience, through observation, through the patient listening to the whispers of intuition that never lie. Every decision, Every alignment you choose shapes not only your destiny, but the collective trajectory of those whose lives are touched, knowingly or unknowingly, by your influence. The fourth truth revolves around protection, not of material things, nor of fleeting desires, but of energy, knowledge, and sacred information. As a chosen one, you will encounter forces and insights too potent, too transformative for the unprepared mind. Guard these truths carefully. Share them selectively, only with those whose hearts and spirits are ready, for revelation is a double-edged sword. To give knowledge prematurely can awaken chaos, confusion, or misuse. Your responsibility is to balance generosity with prudence, to honor the power you carry, and to ensure that what is revealed heals rather than harms, enlightens rather than blinds. The fifth truth is resilience beyond the physical. Chosen ones are tested in ways that defy conventional understanding. Emotional turbulence, spiritual trials, and existential questions arise with unrelenting insistence. It is not enough to endure. You must learn to transmute suffering into strength, doubt into clarity, and fear into unwavering conviction. Your resilience becomes a beacon for others, an example of what it means to remain steadfast when the world around you wavers. Understand that this strength is not innate but cultivated. It is nurtured through patience, self-reflection, and the willingness to confront shadows both within and without. The sixth truth centers on the interconnectedness of all things. You are never isolated in purpose, never alone in mission. Every thought, word, and action resonates across a web of existence invisible to most. Your empathy, your intentions, your recognition of the unseen bonds between beings and forces is a crucial skill, a sacred responsibility. When you act in alignment with this truth, you become a harmonizing agent, a bridge between realms, a conduit for balance and restoration. Ignore it at your peril, for misalignment can send ripples that disrupt not only your life, but the delicate equilibrium of all you touch. The seventh truth is patience in all endeavors. Time is not a line, not a measure of hours or years, but a living, breathing dimension, pliable yet unyielding. Chosen ones often perceive the urgency of missions, the immediacy of outcomes, yet pushing, forcing, or rushing events rarely serves the highest good. Learn the rhythms of timing, the cadence of unfolding, and the sacred art of waiting with awareness. Trust that what must occur will do so in accordance with cosmic order, and that your role is to prepare, observe, and act with precision rather than haste. The eighth truth is mastery of inner dialogue. Words shape reality, but the words you speak to yourself hold the deepest power. Fear, doubt, and self-criticism are potent shackles. Clarity, affirmation, and love are wings that lift you beyond limitations. Chosen ones must cultivate mindfulness of thought, for the inner landscape dictates the outer. Your words, intentional or careless, ripple through your being, shaping perception, manifestation, and even the reception of guidance from realms unseen. Speak with purpose, with love, and with unwavering integrity to yourself and the truths you uphold. The ninth truth revolves around secrecy. Knowledge and power are not to be flaunted, nor to be trivialized in the pursuit of recognition. There are energies that seek the vulnerable, forces drawn to arrogance, and temptations that test your restraint. To preserve the integrity of your calling, you must protect your practices, your insights, and the sacred rituals that maintain your alignment. Secrecy is not isolation. It is a shield, a guardian, and a commitment to safeguarding what is most precious, not for selfish gain, but for the equilibrium of all. The 10th truth is acceptance of transformation. The path of a chosen one is never static. Each truth discovered, each wisdom embraced, changes the very structure of your being. Let go of attachment to who you once were, for the self you knew must evolve continually to meet the demands of higher purpose. Embrace metamorphosis, celebrate rebirth, and recognize that shedding old layers is not loss, but preparation. In this fluidity, you find strength, adaptability, and the ability to respond to the unforeseen with grace, courage, and vision. Every chosen one carries these truths like threads of a sacred tapestry, each interwoven with intention, energy, and purpose. The awareness of them is both burden and blessing, and the practice of embodying them transforms ordinary existence into a living testament of destiny, alignment, and cosmic responsibility. The journey is not simple, nor is it linear, but every step taken with clarity and reverence shapes the world in subtle, profound ways. In honoring these truths, you honor yourself, the universe, and the delicate balance that relies upon those brave enough to see, understand, and protect. The journey of a chosen one is not a straight path. It winds, twists, and bends like a river, flowing toward an unseen ocean. Each step is intentional, yet each moment carries the weight of unseen consequences. To honor the first truth, that your life is never ordinary, you must learn to see significance in every encounter, every seemingly random event. A smile from a stranger, a phrase overheard in passing, a pattern that repeats across weeks or months. These are not coincidences. They are messages, coded and subtle, meant to guide, test, or illuminate. The chosen ones carry a responsibility to decipher these messages with care, patience, and intuition. One misstep, one misunderstanding, and the delicate balance may shift in ways that are imperceptible at first, but which ripple outward with profound consequences. The art of discernment is interwoven with this responsibility. To be chosen is to perceive beyond the veil, to detect the hidden currents that influence human behavior, natural events, and cosmic alignment. You must learn to read energy, to sense intention, and to recognize the subtle manipulations that seek to divert you from your purpose. Not all who approach you will have hearts aligned with truth. Some will seek to drain, deceive, or distract. Here, discernment is both shield and compass, guiding you toward allies, opportunities, and paths that serve the higher mission, while protecting against those who would exploit knowledge too great for the unprepared. Cultivating this skill requires patience, experience, and unflinching self-honesty. You must ask yourself repeatedly, is this aligned with the truth I am sworn to protect? Or is it a lure meant to weaken or mislead? The second truth, solitude as sacred necessity, grows more profound as you move forward. There will be times when the world seems loud, chaotic, or dismissive of the insights you carry. During these periods, retreat is not surrender. It is a ritual of renewal. In the quiet, you can recalibrate, hear the whispers of guidance, and strengthen the clarity that allows you to act with purpose. Meditation, journaling, and mindful reflection become not optional practices, but essential lifelines. Chosen ones must guard against the temptation to compromise this sacred solitude for approval, attention, or temporary comfort. Those who fail to honor these moments of retreat risk diluting the power of their insight and losing touch with the subtle energies they are meant to steward. Resilience, the fifth truth, manifests in countless forms. You will face moments of profound doubt, when your purpose seems obscured, when external forces appear insurmountable. Here you must remember that endurance is only part of the equation. Transformation is equally essential. Pain, challenge, and adversity are not punishments, but tools of refinement. They sharpen intuition, strengthen resolve, and clarify the boundaries between true guidance and illusion. In practice, this might appear as a series of personal trials, relationships tested, opportunities delayed, health challenged, or spirit strained. Yet in each, there is a hidden lesson: the ability to rise, to act, and to hold unwavering faith in the trajectory of your mission. The chosen ones embrace hardship as a teacher, knowing that mastery over inner turbulence is the key to outer influence. The sixth truth, interconnectedness, demands a sophisticated awareness of the world and its subtle energies. Every action has consequence, every thought sends vibrations into the universe, and every decision touches lives you may never meet. The chosen ones recognize that empathy is not a weakness, but a tool of precision. To act without understanding, to move without awareness, is to risk unbalancing what you are charged to protect. Energy flows in patterns, cycles, and loops, and those who can sense these patterns have the responsibility to intervene, harmonize, or redirect when necessary. Whether in moments of diplomacy, creative expression, or silent observation, this awareness allows chosen ones to function as stabilizing forces, unseen yet profoundly effective. Patience, the seventh truth, often tests the endurance of the chosen ones. You will encounter situations where immediate action feels urgent, yet the timing is misaligned. To force an outcome prematurely can disrupt what is meant to unfold naturally. This is a subtle, often invisible lesson. The universe has its rhythm, and understanding it is a form of mastery. Sometimes the task is not to act, but to prepare, not to speak, but to listen, not to intervene, but to wait. Patience is cultivated through mindfulness, observation, and recognition that even in apparent inactivity, energy is moving, preparing, and orchestrating the conditions necessary for meaningful action. The mastery of inner dialogue, the eighth truth, cannot be overstated. Chosen ones carry the burden of self-talk because their inner world manifests externally in subtle yet profound ways. Negative thoughts or self-doubt can seed disturbances in energy, affecting both personal trajectory and broader outcomes. Conversely, cultivating clarity, love, and positive intention fortifies both spirit and purpose. Affirmation, ritual, and conscious mental focus are more than tools. They are lifelines that preserve alignment and enhance the capacity to act wisely in the world. Secrecy, the ninth truth, requires vigilance and discernment. There is information too potent for general awareness, knowledge that, if mishandled, could destabilize energies or mislead others. Chosen ones must protect these truths as guardians protect sacred relics. This requires discretion, not just in speech, but in behavior, presence, and even thought. Integrity is not simply moral, it is energetic, a shield that ensures the safety of insight until it can be shared responsibly. Finally, transformation, the 10th truth, demands acceptance and courage. The path of a chosen one is one of continual evolution. Old identities, outdated beliefs, and prior limitations must be shed like layers of a cocoon. This process is not always comfortable, and sometimes it feels like loss. But within transformation lies liberation, the ability to respond to new challenges, wield new insights, and embrace destiny with flexibility and grace. Adaptability is a hallmark of the chosen, and the ability to flow with evolution ensures survival, influence, and fulfillment of purpose. The chosen ones are, therefore, not merely observers, but active participants in a cosmic design. Each decision, each alignment, and each act of protection strengthens a web of unseen forces. Those who fail to recognize these truths may wander in uncertainty, distracted by trivialities or false paths. Those who embrace them become beacons of balance, carrying sacred responsibilities with courage, clarity, and compassion. Every day is a test, every interaction a measure, and every choice a contribution to the unseen architecture of existence. The universe responds not only to intention, but to the integrity of the chosen one's energy. By protecting knowledge, cultivating patience, mastering thought, embracing solitude, and navigating transformation, you amplify forces unseen, maintain equilibrium, and serve as a conduit for evolution. In these practices, the chosen ones honor their calling, safeguard sacred truths, and manifest influence far beyond what ordinary perception can recognize. To walk the path of a chosen one is to accept that every choice carries weight far beyond immediate perception. The truths you protect are not abstract ideals, they are living forces, flowing through your consciousness, influencing events, shaping outcomes, and affecting the energies of all who cross your path. To act without awareness is to risk creating disruption, while mindful action aligns both personal and cosmic currents. One of the most critical strategies for the chosen is the cultivation of awareness, a disciplined observation of self, others, and the world around you. Awareness is not passive. It is a deliberate, sustained practice of noticing patterns, recognizing subtle signals, and perceiving what remains hidden from the casual eye. Consider the first truth, the understanding that your life is never ordinary. Awareness here is key. Every coincidence, every repeated symbol, every fleeting thought may carry meaning. The chosen ones learn to track these signals, to record and reflect on them, and to recognize when guidance is being offered. This practice can be as simple as journaling experiences, meditating on recurring dreams, or paying attention to intuitive nudges. Over time, a tapestry of insight emerges, revealing connections and pathways invisible to those who do not see. Failing to honor this truth often results in lost opportunity, misalignment, or the overlooking of guidance intentionally placed to guide your destiny. Solitude, the second truth, is a tool for deepening this awareness. Many underestimate the power of intentional retreat. The world is filled with distractions, noise, and misaligned energies that can cloud perception. By embracing solitude, the chosen ones create space to process information, refine intuition, and reconnect with the deeper currents of their purpose. Rituals of stillness, whether meditation, long walks in nature, or quiet reflection, allow the mind and spirit to integrate the lessons of experience. In solitude, clarity is nurtured, and energy is conserved for the decisive moments when action must be taken. Discernment, the third truth, is the lens through which all choices are filtered. The chosen ones recognize that not every path is safe, and not every encounter carries positive intent. To cultivate discernment, it is essential to develop sensitivity to subtle shifts in energy, tone, and behavior. People, circumstances, and even environments carry vibrational signatures, and the ability to perceive alignment or misalignment is a skill honed over time. Missteps in this area can lead to manipulation, wasted effort, or exposure to energies not meant for your guidance. Precision, therefore, is paramount. It allows chosen ones to engage selectively, wisely, and with maximum effect. Protection, the fourth truth, demands active stewardship. Knowledge and insight are sacred commodities. They are not meant to be broadcast recklessly or shared with those unprepared to honor them. The chosen ones must cultivate discretion, understand timing, and weigh the readiness of recipients. Protection is not merely guarding information, but safeguarding energy, intention, and potential outcomes. When done well, this ensures that truths fulfill their purpose in the world, creating alignment, growth, and balance. Failure to uphold this responsibility can allow chaos to infiltrate spaces meant for healing, guidance, or enlightenment. Resilience, the fifth truth, manifests in adaptability as well as endurance. Life will present trials designed to test your capacity to stay aligned with purpose despite difficulty. These challenges can take the form of personal loss, betrayal, misunderstanding, or spiritual attacks. The chosen ones do not merely endure. They learn to convert these experiences into sources of insight and strength. Practices such as reflective journaling, visualization, and intentional energy work support this transformation, turning adversity into a tool for growth rather than a source of weakness. Interconnectedness, the sixth truth, extends responsibility beyond the personal sphere. The chosen ones sense that their actions, thoughts, and decisions reverberate outward, influencing people, events, and energies across multiple layers of existence. Practicing mindfulness in speech, intention, and movement ensures that these influences are beneficial rather than disruptive. Everyday actions, from acts of kindness to deliberate energy alignment, contribute to a larger design, and the chosen ones are tasked with harmonizing rather than disturbing the intricate web of existence. Patience, the seventh truth, often feels paradoxical to those with urgency. The universe has its own timing, and even when insight reveals the correct path, action must coincide with readiness. The chosen ones cultivate patience through ritual, practice, and trust in unseen orchestration. By recognizing the flow of time as a living force rather than a linear measurement, they act with precision, knowing that premature intervention can disrupt balance and delay intended outcomes. Mastery of inner dialogue, the eighth truth, requires vigilance over self-talk, beliefs, and the narratives we internalize. Thoughts shape reality. Therefore, the chosen ones carefully curate mental landscapes, nurturing clarity, purpose, and intentionality. Practices such as affirmations, visualization, and conscious reflection support the cultivation of thought aligned with higher purpose. Words spoken inwardly carry as much power as words spoken aloud, and those who fail to govern their inner discourse risk allowing doubt, fear, and distraction to infiltrate decisions and weaken influence. Secrecy, the ninth truth, is a protective measure for both the chosen one and the wider energies they steward. Not all knowledge is safe to reveal. Premature disclosure can destabilize understanding, mislead others, and expose sacred truths to misuse. Practicing discretion, recognizing appropriate timing, and understanding the receptivity of others are essential strategies. Secrecy is therefore not isolation. It is a conscious act of stewardship, safeguarding both energy and insight until such time as sharing serves the highest good. Transformation, the 10th truth, is ongoing and dynamic. The chosen ones evolve continually, shedding old limitations, embracing new understandings, and integrating deeper levels of awareness. Transformation requires flexibility, humility, and courage, for the shedding of old identities can be uncomfortable or disorienting. Yet, it is through this process that mastery, influence, and alignment are maintained. The chosen ones accept change not as threat, but as ally, knowing that evolution is necessary to sustain purpose and maintain resonance with the unfolding design of the universe. The consequences of neglecting these truths are subtle yet profound. Small misalignments accumulate, creating energetic tension, lost opportunities, and miscommunication between intention and manifestation. Conversely, when these truths are embodied fully, the chosen ones become conduits for wisdom, healing, and harmony. Their lives illuminate patterns and pathways for others, guiding without intrusion, teaching without preaching, and influencing without coercion. To live as a chosen one is to embrace a sacred responsibility, a balance between awareness and action, knowledge and discretion, patience and resolve. Every day becomes an opportunity to refine perception, fortify integrity, and deepen connection with the unseen forces that guide existence. The world may not recognize the work being done, and often it will go unseen. But the chosen ones know that true impact is measured in subtle shifts, in energy aligned, and in truths protected until the moment they are meant to be revealed. The further a chosen one walks the path, the more subtle and complex the challenges become. In the early stages, the tests are obvious. Obstacles in relationships, setbacks in plans, or inner doubts that seem overwhelming. But as your alignment deepens, the universe tests you in quieter, more intricate ways. Temptations will appear disguised as opportunities. Distractions will arrive clothed in beauty or urgency. Forces misaligned with your purpose will not always feel like enemies. They may feel familiar, comforting, or even beneficial. This is where advanced vigilance and self-mastery become essential. The chosen ones must train themselves to see beneath the surface, to feel the energetic signature of every encounter, and to pause before making decisions that could shift the trajectory of their purpose. By honing this awareness, the chosen ones navigate life with clarity and purpose, turning challenges into lessons and temptations into guidance, ensuring each choice strengthens both their path and the balance of the world around them.